Today we'll try to understand the concept of liberal arts. The concept liberal arts is a classical concept, but its division into two groups, the Trivium and the Quadrivium, dates from the Middle Ages. The Trivium has to do with mind, and the Quadrivium has to do with matter. The Trivium is divided into three arts. The first art is logic, the second one grammar, and the third one rhetoric. The Quadrivium is divided into four arts. The first one arithmetic, the second one music, the third one geometry, and the fourth one astronomy. Let's examine the arts of the Trivium. Logic has to do with the way that we think. By studying logic, we learn how to think correctly. Grammar has to do with inventing symbols and putting these symbols together in order to express the thoughts correctly. And rhetoric has to do with the way that we express our thoughts. So logic, we study to learn how to think. Grammar, we study to learn how to express these thoughts correctly. And rhetoric, we learn how to express our thoughts not only correctly, but also in a different way, in an effective way, in a beautiful way, in a convincing way, and so on. The Quadrivium, as I said before, is divided into four arts. Two of these arts, arithmetic and music, they have to do with number. Number is also known as discrete quantity, and arithmetic is the theory of number or the theory of discrete quantity, while music is the application of the theory of number, or in other words, music is the measurement of number in motion. Geometry and astronomy, they are related to continuous quantity. Geometry is the theory of space, while astronomy is the application of the theory of space. So, for us to review, liberal arts is divided into two groups, the Trivium and the Quadrivium. The Trivium is made up of logic, grammar, and rhetoric, and the Quadrivium consists in arithmetic, music, geometry, and astronomy. By studying liberal arts, the student will improve his reading, reckoning, and writing abilities, which are the core of any education, from basic to higher education. And these three abilities, reading, reckoning, and writing, they are the best preparation for any professional activity. Just some example like medicine, law, engineering, theology, and philosophy. Because by studying the liberal arts and by improving the reading, reckoning, and writing abilities, the student must use language, so the student will improve his use of language and will improve his ability in handling abstractions. So the more abstraction the person can handle, the more effective the person will think, and the more correctly the person will act. Another positive aspect of the liberal arts is that it provides discipline of mind, and this is one of the objectives of liberal arts. Another good aspect is that by studying liberal arts, the person is training the mind for the study of matter and spirit, which constitutes the sum of reality. And the fruit of this effort, the fruit of liberal arts is education, right? And education is culture, and Matthew Arnold defined culture as the knowledge of ourselves and of the world. So we can think the knowledge of ourselves as mind, or the trivium, and the knowledge of the world as matter, and it is related to the quadrivium. Let's try to understand the liberal arts in comparison to other types of arts. So there are the utilitarian arts, the fine arts, and the liberal arts. The utilitarian arts, they are carpentry, masonry, banking, law, medicine, and etc. The fine arts we could call architecture, instrumental music, painting, literature, and so on. And the group of liberal arts. So there are three groups of arts. Both the utilitarian arts and the fine arts, they are transitive arts, which means that the objective of these arts is to produce something. In the case of utilitarian arts, the product is a useful product, and in the case of fine arts, the product is usually called a work of art. On the other hand, the liberal arts, they are activities that are not transitive but intransitive, which means that there isn't a external product that is produced by a liberal art. No, the action in the case of liberal arts starts in the agent and ends in the agent. So we can say that by studying liberal arts, the person will get more and more and more perfect. So instead of producing something, in the case of liberal arts, we try to improve ourselves. Now let's talk about the three types of goods. There are the useful goods, the pleasurable goods, and the valuable goods. If you relate each one of these types of goods to each one of the types of arts, we will see that useful goods, they are produced by the utilitarian arts. Pleasurable goods, they are produced by the fine arts, and valuable goods, they are produced by the liberal arts. Okay. So the valuable goods, they are goods that they are important not for their own sake, but because they increase the intrinsic worth of their possessor. And some examples of these goods, they are knowledge, virtue, health, and so on. Useful goods, they are goods not for their own sake as well, but because they allow the person to acquire valuable goods like knowledge, virtue, and health. The useful goods, just some examples, they are food, medicine, money, tools, books. For example, just for you to understand this process from the useful goods to the valuable goods, we can say that books, they are useful goods because they allow a person to get knowledge. Okay, this is just an example. And the third class of goods, they are the pleasurable goods, which are important for their own sake because they provide a satisfaction. Some examples here: happiness, honorable reputation, and social prestige. And as we can see, the liberal arts, they have as the product or the objective uh, the valuable goods. And by having these valuable goods, the person will be able to rise above his material environment to live an intellectual, a rational, and therefore a free life in gaining truth.